My MVP, my MVP family. Hey, look what my neighbor brought into us today, guys. Look at that. I think they called them honey bananas. Look at that. And this came from behind his house. Oh, this came from behind somebody's house. He went and got it and brought us some. And it is so beautiful because I didn't get to buy any when I went to the supermarket. Yes, well, we went out yesterday, but didn't get any bananas. Furthermore, I don't like to buy the bananas out there because, as I told you before, the ones I bought before, looks like they did the thing where they wiped that yellow thing on it and made the green banana ripe, and it seems like the bananas were young. So they didn't eat nicely. They just didn't, they deteriorated quickly. But look at these guys, naturally ripened. Michaela walked in from school. She was like, "Can I get a banana, please? Can I have one?" So now you're going to change your clothes, and we're going to give them one more day to ripe a little. And then we're going to enjoy one for her, one for me. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 days of bananas right there. 4 days. She has one, I have one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 days of ripe bananas. I'm so happy because I want mine to eat my oatmeal. So that is good. So there you go, guys. There are good people in the world still, you know. It's just that the handful of the bad ones just make it so bad. Thank you, my neighbor, Mr. E. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it, sir. Good evening, my powerful MVP family. This is the girl, Miss Bev, with another video. Hoping that all is well wherever you are, that God has been good to you, that today you are able to bless someone, and I hope that someone has been good to you. So tonight I want to quickly talk about, I know I have not spoken about what has been going on in the media as it relates to the little boy who was bullied by those big kids. I did hear some talks on different platforms where the mother for the little boy who was the bully, where she spoke, and we also heard from the dad of the child who was bullied. We know that bullying is never a good thing, never a good thing. And so tonight I'm just going to talk about the different types of bullying, and I also wanted to kind of look at social factors or the impact of social media on some of the behaviors of our children. With that said, here's my little fun fact for today. So Lady Kayla was here last night. Obviously she didn't have homework, so I was doing her spelling words with her. So at some point I said to her, "Kayla, it's time for bed." So I needed to share this because I laughed until my stomach hurt last night. Because, Kayla couldn't read the clock, right? She didn't understand. And even though it is, it is a digital clock over there where she eats, she just look at the numbers, right? And so I said to her, well, the first number is the hour. And so if it's 6 o'clock, then the first number tells you it's 6, and the numbers after it are the minutes after 6. Or minutes, so working with that for the past few weeks. I think still when school started, I started having her understand it. And so I said at 8 o'clock you're off the floor. So that means you're bathed, your teeth are clean, and you're in bed, whether you're reading a book or something, but you're off the floor. So last night when I was talking with her, and then She was just chilling, just chilling over there. So I said, you chilling and it's past your bedtime? She jumped up so quick. I went to the clock. She says, Grandma, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. It's just like 7:10 or 7 something. So it was so very interesting. And I said, I want to see her do well. I appreciate every bit of growth. The other day, we were reading something and I'm pointing her to the letters. I said, this word, when you see it, wherever you see it, it's the same word. Make use of it. And, I was doing the clapping and doing the syllables. She has some big words for spelling words. So like measurement, and we're clapping. How many syllables do we hear? Measurement. And we're just having a good time, a good time. So my prayer, guys, I'm just begging you to pray her up. She's playful, too playful, too playful. And so she goes to school and she's not settled. She's playing too much, talking too much. She's a child, right? But she must know when to turn it off. I'm not taking away her playfulness. I'm not taking away her talkativeness. Talking is good, but it has a place and a time. For now, she must learn, and she's in an environment with other kids, and therefore, she needs to tone it down. And so I told her, I said, we're just going to make little changes. You have to give something back. The only thing I want from you is to go to school and learn. Listen to your teacher. Learn what is taught to you. Ask questions if you don't understand it. Complete the work that is given to you. It's not too much to ask. And so I told her, you give a little, I give a little. You want a lot from me, then you start giving back a little something. So we'll see where that goes. So that was just my little thing, guys. So today here it's rainy. We know it has been raining around the country, around the island. And St. Mary got the floodings, other areas. I know my niece spoke to me last night and she said they had a lot of rain in St. Catherine. And we've been having rain since was it Saturday night into Sunday morning, but then Sunday was okay, cloudy, but okay. Then Sunday night into Monday morning early, then Monday in the day was cloudy, but okay. To last night again, this morning, showers came down, and then today we had the rain. It was a little sprinkly at first, but then it became showers. So I guess St. Elizabeth is having it too, so I don't know. But I'm hoping wherever you are that you're safe and you're dry. So tonight, as I said, I did see the clippings with the little boy who was bullied. As an educator, my heart aches because it just seems like it's not getting better. It just seems like children are not even caring about, anything anymore. It's like they feel good. And then the ones who pull out the cameras to videotape and to just put everything on social media. I don't know where we're heading and how we're going to return from these things, because as I said, from the pandemic happened and children were just given these devices to just have at their leisure. I had a problem with it. In my school district, I spoke up. I said the devices should have been given and they should not be on after classes are finished. The devices should have been locked at a certain time in the evenings. They could just send a signal out and shut down all the devices because they belong to a system, a school system. And therefore, they have ways of they could have locked down or create ways before they dropped off these laptops to these children, these devices, that they created ways to lock the system after when school ends and reopen them at 7 o'clock in the morning when high schools would have started and by 8 o'clock when regular elementary and middle school started. But instead, nobody listened because it was too much work. And so they allowed the kids free reign. And so kids were not going to sleep. As again I said, a hungry person who didn't eat for days, when they see food, they're going to eat themselves to sickness. A person who is alcoholic or whatever and didn't have access to the thing, when they get a chance, they're going to be hugging it up like it's going out of style. And so these children who were not privy to these things, they had no internet in their homes, they had no access to anything. They were coming in, they were trying to learn, they were doing. But once the devices were given and free Wi-Fi was given, they asked the companies to allow them to have free Wi-Fi, then everything just changed. So now we have the kids who are learning a lot of things from social media. You would think they get out there and they're learning, oh, let me learn to cook a Jamaican meal. Oh, let me learn to do this. Oh, let me learn how to say a poem with feelings. No, they're not using it for that. What they're using it for, to get into the deep, dark things. They learn how to bully. They learn how to destroy things. They learn how to make destructive things. That's what excites them. They come up with the pranks. They watch people doing these pranks, and then it trickles right down into your space. And that's what they use it for. And sometimes I think that some of the bullying issues are these behaviors these children are learning out there on social media. How to antagonize other people, how to treat people badly because they think it's a joke, and then they do their videos and they put it out there. So tonight I want to talk about the different types of bullying, and my heart goes out to the parent, to the family of the kid, the little baby kid who was being bullied by those big old kids. But the worst part of it too was to see it was videotaped, and there were people standing there who thought that it was okay. They get excitement from people getting shot, from people getting beaten up. They get excitement from these crazy things. How can it be excited to see somebody suffering? But let's talk about the 7 different types of bullying, because sometimes we think that the things we're doing is not considered bullying. Sometimes in the homes with our spouses and other people that we believe in places of employment, that we believe the things we do are not bullying. But let's talk a little bit about the different types. First, you have the physical bullying. Physical bullying involves physical harm or intimidation. A lot of these young kids, they come into school and they get excited to see another kid covered with fear. They're fearful, They get excitement from that. They set up their friends to go and do things, and they like to see the poor kids trembling in fear. But that's physical bullying. And what it is that they do, they will hit, they'll push, they kick, they damage the kids' belongings. And they feel like, they did something good because now they seem like they feel powerful. Sickness. Then you have the verbal abuse, and which uses words to harm or intimidate. And you have people, they call people names, they tease people, they offer to put threats on people, and they will make derogatory comments to feel like, because that makes them feel big, makes them feel good. But a normal person, these are not things that normal people do. You have to be mentally unstable for you to feel that, to feel empowered to do these things to other people. Social or relational bullying. This type of bullying is is to damage someone's reputation or relationships. Social bullying. If you see some people, they're doing something, they have some events planned, and maybe you had, for whatever reason, they didn't like you. Maybe you're fat, they don't want you in their skinny group, so they exclude you. That is social bullying. Sometimes they spread rumors about you. Just why? Sometimes it's just jealousy. So they will say things about you so other people will isolate you as well. So when we think that we're not hurting people, yeah, we're hurting people by doing these things. We spread rumors, right? We try to tell other people, don't be friends with them. You could be friends with somebody like her, she this, she that. And a lot of times, as I always say to people, no matter how much kindness you show, the same people you show kindness toward, people who will help to spread rumors about you. The same people you help, because oftentimes, you have people who need support and you jump in and you help and you support them. And after that, they're the same ones who will go out and say things. And you look at it and you're wondering like, oh my God. You're wondering where people are, and then you realize that the same person. So those are what we call the social bullying. When people prevent people from becoming your friend, they'll exclude you from clubs or different situations for whatever personal reason. Sometimes it's personal, and they encourage others to make it personal as well when you had nothing to do with the other people. Cyberbullying, the big one. All right? And it takes place online or through digital devices. So not only online, this text messaging, that they create these group chats and then they talk badly about other students. Right? You have harassment. You have the texting or the online gaming. You have the spreading of rumors or sharing embarrassing content. 6th grade students. I had 6th grade students coming from 5th grade. And what they did, they had the sleepover. And during the sleepover, everybody feels that they're okay because they're friends. And then, in a week or two, here comes the drama. Here comes the bullying. Because one student who might say to them in a class, you need to be quiet so the teacher can teach. All of a sudden, the hatred and the anger starts building. And then everything that happened at the sleepover becomes public. And everybody is now against this one student. For what reason? Nothing he or she did wrong, but because they spoke up and wanted to learn. So a lot of times I tell my students, when they're doing these group chats, do not put yourselves in them. I said, don't get into these group chats because you start off nicely, but give it a couple of days. And then people start spreading rumors about what you did, what you say, you invite them to your homes, and then all of a sudden the bullying comes in, and they start talking about what's in your house, or you're sleeping on the floor, and you don't have enough to eat, and they have all sorts of things to come out and tell other kids so they could laugh at you and make you feel small and defenseless. So bullying is real, guys. Bullying is real. Bullying is something that takes away your dignity. It belittles you. It tries to lower your self-esteem. It tries to just push you down. If you're not strong, even people who are strong can become weak when people gang up against them, when people spread rumors against them, when people innocently you sit there and take pictures. And I remember Don't sit and think people are your friends. Always I say, you are acquaintances. So that means there are things you don't go do. Don't go do nude pictures if you don't want them to be out there later. Because I guarantee you, if you get a promotion in your job, or if you start rising up better than some of the people you call friends, they will use those things against you to bully you down and out of a decent space. It is real. So don't sit and say, oh, not me, it can't happen to me. It happens to man, it will happen to men. You also have the emotional bullying, where people belittle you so much that you feel less than you ought to feel, and it targets a person's emotional well-being, and this comes from manipulation, humiliation, gaslighting to make someone feel worthless or isolated. And again, as I used to tell my 6th grade students, when you sit and you evaluate the reason that they bully, the kids that they bully, is because of jealousy. There's always that tinge of jealousy. The kids come to school, they're doing well, their grades are good, they're listening, they're following directions. If you're calling the kid to do things for you, I never let every kid go to my desk space, to my personal space. I used to have my selective kids who would go there. And of course, that became a problem. I had to stop teaching many times to talk to kids about hurting other people for no reason. They didn't hit them, but the things they said and the way they behaved to them, because I would ask them to go to my book bag to get something or go to my desk drawer to get something. And then we have the sexual bullying, which involves the unwanted sexual advances or comments. Some people think it's funny. They say the garbage they say to you and they think you should just accept it because. But you don't have to accept it. Sexual harassment, inappropriate touching, or sharing sexual rumors are some of the ways that people would bully other people. When people try to reach out and people reject them, then of course they will start things to make you feel less than you should feel. And again, I said, people who bully people means that they're mentally unstable, because nobody in their right mind, just get up and wants to bully somebody. If you ask me, oh, I want to go out with you, and they come with the lines. So I always say, when I said, first and foremost, I don't get excited when people talk about, oh, I like you, this or, because, it's just garbage. You have to like a person for who they are, how they treat you. That's what you like about people. You don't just look at somebody and you like them because, boy, I'm like big woman and I'm like big woman. No, don't come to me with that. Because then if I lose weight, what, you're not going to like me anymore? So I don't like people for outward things. I like the way you dress. So redundant. Like people for the way you see them treat others. Because if you see them treat others well, they will treat you well. Like people because of how they attend to the needs of others. Because if they fed a hungry person or help a person who took the time to stop and help them up, they will do the same for you. That's what you should like about people. So when you come with the garbage and people say, then all of a sudden you start spreading rumors. That is harassment, that is bullying. People must be able to say no without getting ridiculed and put down and called all sorts of names. And then you have, the bullying where people, because of who they love and who they don't love, and their background, their identity. You know, people look at you, you're black, and it's a problem for them. And they say all sorts of derogatory things. And they think it's funny. And they're so dunce because when they start with the prejudicial bullying, the things that they're bullying people on, it's like that people can't change it. You know, they see kids will come to school, they hear nappy and what have you, they hear it's not, you know, and you have sick people. Because I say bullies are sick, they're sick. Who will sit there and taunt the kids and taunt them because they hear not long or they hear course like a this and them hear crazy sickness. So when we talk about bullying, it's real, guys, and there are all these different types. It's not one type of bullying. It's not just the one type of bullying where we see kids. Adults bully adults too. Husbands bully wives. Some weak men will bully their children. Bully them, you know. Because it's one thing to reprimand a child and one thing to... But you sit there, you say the harshest things to these children, and then what happens? They get up and they come out into the society and they try to do it back to others. So each type of bullying can have serious and lasting effects on victims, and recognizing these forms of is crucial for prevention and intervention, helping to create safer environments at home, in school, and online. A lot of us, we hand our kids these fancy phones and we don't train them how to use it. We don't monitor how they use it. We just give it to them because we love them. You know? I think them are the best. I mean, I give them their phone and we don't stop to understand that you're handing a weapon into a lot of children's hands. So we must understand, yeah, we can afford to give them nice phones, but we better find time to teach them how to use these nice phones. There's nothing wrong with the phone. There's nothing wrong with social media. What's wrong is our use of these services. It's what we do, it's what we say, it's how we say it, it's how we do it. And so as I said, I came off the top and came on tonight talking about bullying because of what the little boy had to endure. And in the school systems across the world, these are the situations. Some go unnoticed, some noticed and ignored, and some kids end up hurting themselves because nobody heard them, nobody saw what was going on. They complained, but nobody thought it was anything. But it is a serious matter, guys, and so we must stay focused, and we need to call it out when you see it. Don't let it just go unnoticed. Call it out when we see it. Social factors play a significant role in shaping children's behaviors at home and in schools. At home, the family dynamics. If there are positive relationships and effective communication, you're going to foster emotional security. A kid who is emotionally secure is a kid who doesn't need to put anybody down. It's a kid who doesn't have to take away any child's food or money or any of their belongings just to taunt them and punish them. So family has to have those moments of laughter, those moments of discussions, good discussions. And when I say good discussions, I don't just mean sometimes you need to have a kid, your children, you sit together and you watch some things with the cussing And so you can teach your child that these are things that are not acceptable. Don't shield your kid. Oh my God, them a cuss. Cover on the ears. Go. Let them hear it. So you can teach them. Let them hear it. Don't guide your kids away from these things that they're going to go out there and encounter anyways. You are the best one for them to hear it around so that you can sit, you can have your conversations, and you can say to them, look, it's out there, but look at how mommy and daddy lives. We don't use it and we're doing well, so you don't have to use it. Then we also look at, right, another thing with the family dynamics is how we resolve conflicts and conflicts in the home. Daddy did something, or dad, whatever happened, mommy get up and begs and him, cuss him and call him dirty dog and go back where you come from. You're drunk, you old piece of nothing. You, if I never me, you wouldn't come to nothing. Look on your mama and your papa and I see him, so them did that. And they'd say the worst things in that moment of anger. A lot of times, the blow up wouldn't have been so if a question was asked, or if the respect was given from both ends, and understand that I owe this respect to my wife. I don't need to run around out there. And wife likewise. I owe my husband this respect. I don't need to run around out there. People are going to like you. They see you wearing the ring on your finger and they're still trying to talk to you. But you don't have to get close where it becomes a disrespectful thing for your family. But the way we handle things, if kids see parents talking over things and using the words "I'm sorry," you know, and hug and make it up, because nowadays everybody hugging. This is not the donkey years when our grandparents didn't know how to hug. But we can hug. We can hug and show the kids that you can resolve conflicts in a positive way. It doesn't have to be cuss out and threaten and this and that and talking about everybody's family and which part and which part people if you go do what and what. You don't do that. When we do these things, that's all the children feed on, and that's exactly how they're going out there to behave. We're not living a perfect world here either, you know. But that is why I said, if we talk to our kids about the things out there, then when they see it or hear it, they won't get perturbed because they understand. But when we hide things from kids, and yeah, we bring them to church, we drag them to church, and yet we're not living the churchly life. You know, we're not living the godly life. We just go to church, and the kids see you go to church, but when you go home, you're angry and you're bitter, and the way you talk to people and the way you talk about people and the things you do, them have no commitment to nothing. They're not going to have a commitment, because children live what they learn. And parents are the biggest role models, because the kids look up to us. It doesn't matter what you do and how you do it. Kids look up to us, and we have to practice. So then, parental expectations. High expectations can motivate children, but excessive pressure will lead to stress and rebellion. Kids have to be kids. We have high expectations of them. We want them to do well. Little Kayla is here with me. I want her to do well. I want her to do well. But little Kayla going to school, playing around. I just spoke to the teacher tonight, playing around, chatting, and she comes in and I says, when the teacher is speaking, you know, you should be quiet. You should be listening, because it's in listening that you're going to be learning. Yes, Grandma. But what should she do when she go out there? I just got her I met her a few months back when I was here in, was it July? Not July, but March. Somewhere up there. I met her just for a few days, couple days. And then when I was come back, they asked, Sister Dawkins asked if I could keep her because she needed to go up. And I didn't hesitate. I said, yeah. But there are things. Sister Dawkins didn't have her long either. So there are things that after her parents passed away, well, her dad had passed and then her mom afterwards. So after the mom passed, and she's been through different channels. And now I have to try hard to change some of those things and to make her understand that in life, it doesn't matter what our situations are. We have to get up and we have to stand up. And we have to do the best we can do with the opportunities that are given to us. Many children never got the opportunity. But when you get the opportunity, you're going to use it. Use it for good. So modeling behaviors, right? Behaviors that we model for them. I'm not going to argue with Kayla. I'm not raising my voice with Kayla. I'm talking to Kayla, and Kayla needs to understand. She's 7, going to be 8, and all the way in January, so she's young. But she can learn to understand. I'm not going to yell and scream at Kayla, never. But I'm going to speak, and Kayla needs to listen. Because I'll say to Kayla, so Kayla, if you don't listen to Grandma, do you think it's fair for Grandma to listen to you when you want to speak to Grandma? I just wanted to think about, that's all I wanted to think about. When you are not listening to Grandma, Grandma says go to school, try to do the best you can do. And you go to school and you're running up and down in the classroom and you're running up and down outside and playing and running back and forth. You're not listening to teacher. Tell me what you want me to do. Should I listen to you when you speak to me? She needs to think about it and she needs to tell me. So as parents, we have to model behaviors. Sometimes you want to scream, you want to say a few choice words, but just swallow them. Because you know you have some little things looking at you who are soaking in every move you make, every word you speak, every action. They are looking, they're listening, they're learning. So let us be careful at home with the family dynamics, how we relate to one another, with our expectations of our children and of each other, of ourselves. The modeled behaviors, what we want from our children, we have to model it. We can be angry and cussing and then expect them to be nice. And also, for socialization, our interactions with their siblings, interactions with extended families, helps children learn social norms and conflict resolution skills. So me can be cussing at my sister, call her a sort of dog and that to this and that, and think that the kids are going to be respectful and kind. My daughters are old enough, and I see some kids, as soon as they reach, I'm 64, and my aunts and uncles, I still call them auntie and uncle. And don't call them by the first name. I don't think that I will ever need to do that. I told my children the same thing. You show respect. You don't call them. You don't call any of them by their first names. Because you're not. Today, Kayla comes home and the driver, they call him Kopi. I don't know why they call him Kopi, but she comes in. Kopi said. I said, wait, what was that? Kopi, I said, Kayla, Kopi is not it's Mr. What's his last name? He's not your friend. He's not Kopi to you. He's Mr. Kopi. He said, we can call. I said, Kayla, you will call him Mr. Kopi. Did you hear what I said? Yes, Grandma. I said, Kayla, he's an adult. He's a grown man. At no point is he your friend. Yes, he's my friend. Nope. At no point. He is a grown man. And you call him Mr. Copy and that's it. So I hope I don't have to say it to her again. Because a lot of times this is how we have problems. When this familiarity, too familiar. At school, peer influence, talking about the social factors that play roles in shaping children's behavior, that sometimes make them become these bullies. At school, peer influence, the friends can greatly impact their behaviors. Positive peer groups promote good habits, while negative influences encourage delinquency or bullying. The negative things. You have these kids coming from broken homes where sometimes, if you know their situation, but because of that, they come with, and I say to them sometimes, I said, regardless of your situation, you don't need to be bitter and so mean-spirited. What you do is to come in, you work hard, and so you can change the situation. The situation you were born in is not your problem. There's nothing you can do. You were born in it, but you can change it, though, by coming to school, working hard, and lifting up yourselves. Okay, I had to get a drink. Right, so we know that as I said, depending on their situations, they come in and they're bitter. You know, sometimes they come in, they're dirty, they're smelly. And I would teach them, I said, if you're living in an apartment, wherever you're living, and there's running water, you don't have to come to school like this. I take them one-to-one in a corner or at a break. You don't like to lock the door with you and a kid, with one kid in the room. But I would have to, I take them out the door and I talk to them, real hard talk. I said, when you come in this way, I said, if you have running water, you can prevent kids from saying things to you. Because you can put your stuff and you wash them, hang them up in the bathroom over the rod and let it dry. Hang it on a doorknob and make it dry. Help yourselves so that people don't have to push you down. I know it's not easy, but these are little things that you can do. Brush your teeth in the morning. You don't need toothpaste to brush your teeth, you know. If you can find a toothbrush, brush your teeth. You don't need toothpaste. Toothpaste only makes your breath smells fresh. But you want to keep your teeth clean, then just brush them off with the toothbrush you have. Use what you have until you can do better. Build yourselves up. Don't give people the opportunity to be pushing you down when, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But in order to change your situation, you got to come in here with a positive attitude. And you must be at the end of the school year, I used to tell my worst kids, you're going to be my top student in here. I always had to give them something to hold on to. So, those are some of the things at school. Teacher relationships. If you support the kids, it will give them some sort of hope. It enhances engagement and motivation. But negative experience leads to disengagement and disruptive behaviors. I'm not saying that even when you're nice to them, they're not going to be disruptive. Because sometimes, as I tell you, I used to freeze drinks, go get them. But you have some kids who just, it is so hard on them that they don't know how to treat people well. And coming from kindergarten, when they get to 6th grade, it's tough. It's tough to undo some things, but you keep trying. Cultural and societal norms, the values and expectations of the surrounding community influence their behaviors. If nobody cares, if everybody's out there kicking can, if you're walking home, you see them sitting on the sidewalk, going nowhere, doing nothing, just sit out there, some of them drinking with them friends and stuff, and them doing all sorts of things except being productive, it weighs down on the children. And it's very easy to pick up that lifestyle because nothing is expected of them I don't care, I don't care, and then you find them doing what the rest of the community is doing. Schools that promote inclusiveness and respect tend to see better social interactions. Yes, we have to speak it. We have to make sure we're modeling it. If we want them to listen to us, we have to listen to them. We want them to be respectful, we have to show respect. And so when those come in and they come with the as I said, school just started. One of our teachers, and that group of kids would have been my group of kids this year. And the teacher already was punched in the ribs, a 6th grade student. So they come to the schools, they get into the schools, and they're struggling. How does a 6th grade student look at a teacher and double up the fist, just like the kid who threatened my life? Just like that, a kid that I was very kind to. But what the problem is, she doesn't want to be redirected. They just want to come, and because they're raising themselves at home, they think when they come to school, they're grown, so you shouldn't speak to them. The bullying and social pressure, again, all of this, experiences of bullying can lead to anxiety, depression, or aggression, while a safe environment fosters healthy social interactions. Kid who is bullied and bullied and bullied is a kid who eventually going to really, really fight back. And a lot of times when they fight back, it's not a nice thing, because if they know they can't manage a bully, this is how they'll bring weapons into the school. Then you hear of the mass shootings, and when you listen to the background, yeah, this teacher did this to them, that student and him friend them did gang upon him and do this to them, and them just punish everybody. So let us remember that a lot of times home and school must work hand in hand. They must work hand in hand. The home environment, the school environment. Kids must be supported at school. Kids must be supported at home. Modeled behaviors at home, modeled behaviors at school. How we handle situations is what the kids think it's normal. And so we have to be careful of how we speak to adults in the home, of family members near and far, other adults, and how we treat the children. A lot of time kids are treated so differently. A kid with the long pretty hair, or 2 different fathers, and this one, and this one not supporting the kid, but the one support, and to treat the kids differently. Kids hone in on it, and they notice it. So as parents, we have to be careful of how we treat our children. Because when we foster healthy social interactions, we can help children. Some kids are mentally, they're off. And so sometimes, no matter what you do or how you do it, it might still not enhance the type of outcome that we want, but we must do our best at all times. And even if it doesn't make it perfect, but it can at least halfway make it a little bit better. So that's it for bullying, guys. In conclusion, I'm sorry, we talk about the bullying thing, and again we talk about at home, at school, how we behave, how we treat one another, how teachers treat children, how administration treat the teachers, it's a whole thing, then we will get the different outcomes. And social media also has a big impact on children with both positive and negative effects. So, some of the positive effects from social media is the connection and communication piece of it. With social media allows children to stay connected with friends and family, which encourages the relationships over long distances. That's good. Hey, Grandma. The access to information is a good thing. Children can easily access educational content if they choose to, and resources and diverse perspectives, enhancing their learning. We have to train the children and teach them when they go on these platforms what to look for. A lot of information is out there that is so negative, that is so much lies, and it's not true. So we have to teach the children how to navigate to get good information. For me as a math teacher, I used to use Dr. J, I use Khan Academy, I use IXL. IXL, you have to pay for it. But I would encourage the kids, I said, you shouldn't struggle in school, because every concept taught, you can find a video on it on social media. I use Dr. J for basic math skills for the children. You work out the examples, and so help the kids to access the information. Sometimes we sit there and we don't know the work, and we just give up. And we teacher say, no, my hard something, I mean, I know how to do it. Yeah, you know how. You get on to go to YouTube, and you put in the topic of whatever you're doing. If they're adding numbers, get on YouTube and adding numbers in first grade. And there are a ton of videos out there to show the kids strategies how to add numbers. I still use the old strategy I learned as a kid. Call myself the big number and count and add 5 more. Call myself 29 and add 3. 29, 30, 31, 32. To subtract numbers, I call myself the smaller number and I count up to the big number and see how many fingers I have in front of me. So 21 minus what? 9 minus 6. I'm going to call myself the 6, 7, 8, 9. How many fingers I have? 3 fingers. So little strategies are there to use to help your children. No matter arithmetic, math has not changed, man. Arithmetic is arithmetic. If the kids know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, they can do math. So when they get the work done, so you can't get on the social media platform. Go and type in whatever thing you're doing, and you will find something there to help you. They watch the video, they could stop, pause it, do a little, watch some more, pause it, and they will learn. So they have access to good information, and you as a parent sit with them so that you can weed out the bad information for them. Creativity and self-expression. Kayla loves to dance, she loves to sing. Beautiful voice. And she sings from the gut. She sings. One night I think I'll let her just sing for you guys, and you'll see. Kayla is a performer. But I want Kayla to be a smart and educated performer, if that's what she chooses. So the platform encourages creative expressions through art, through writing, and multimedia, helping children to develop their own identities. So let's use the positive parts of it to build. Kids are growing up, they don't know what they want to do. Help them to navigate and to see what other people are doing, how they do it, and do it well, and so that they can fall in the better part of it. Support and community. Social media can provide support networks, particularly for those feeling isolated, right? So kids who are trying to find themselves sexually, who doesn't know and whose parents are not religious to teach them the way of God's way, then, hopefully they find the right things as you the parent help them to navigate. Awareness and activism. Yep. Children are exposed to social issues and can engage in activism, promoting awareness and encouraging civic engagement. So social media is not all bad. There's a lot of good in social media, but there's a lot of bad and ugly bad. Again, we come back with the cyberbullying, and the anonymity of social media can lead to harassment and bullying, impacting mental health and self-esteem. When people can put things out there without you knowing who they are, when people can just be so vicious, and then they hide behind some ugly picture or hide behind something so nobody can tell who they are. And that's how the weak bullies, that's how they behave. Weak and coward. So they use those kind of things to hurt people. Comparison and self-esteem issues again with the same thing with the fat thing and the gym thing and the this and that. Constant exposure to curated lives can lead. You have people who feel like this is the way. When society makes people who fat looks like the people are going to get diabetes and cancer and they're going to get all of the bad things, right? Because in life we should look like a figure 8. This is the norm. And so they use the different mediums to put all sorts of things out there for people because they're fat. First of all, they make it be a bad thing. And then they start selling all sorts of billions and making billions and billions of people who feel inadequate because they're fat. People who feel they're low self-esteem because they're fat. People who sit there in a corner instead of getting up and be the best teacher they can be, or the best singer they can be, or be the best them they can be and embrace who they are. But these people will sit out there and to make money off people's situation. And that is what social media also does. And every time you look, somebody's coming with another diet that works, and another diet, and another diet, and another diet. And everybody coming with another diet. And my God, I say, if they really work, why do we need so many? So you have to be strong in yourself and know that I'm good. I've accomplished much. I don't need all of that. Otherwise, you're going to sit there and your self-esteem becomes so battered down, and you just feel like, what's the use? But yeah, what's the use? There is good use. Get up, dance some, laugh some, do what you got to do to keep your mental health stable so that these people don't get under your skin. Addictions and distractions, right? And again, do not compare yourself to anyone. I keep doing the Desiderata poem. Desiderata tells you, compare yourself to nobody, because some are going to be better than you and some are going to be lesser than you. So be comfortable in your own skin. So addiction and distraction, excessive use can interfere with academic performance and real-life interactions, leading to a decline in attention span. Too much. Our kids are spending too much time on social media, and because of that, you see across the places, America, Jamaica. Jamaica used to be one of those stalwarts. When you get kids from Jamaica, my God, you can't wait to have them in your class. Some of the best kids. Foundation set, ready to just build on until everybody start with them little smartphone in their hand. Now you can't say nothing to them. Them have to dip on TikTok. Them have to see the latest this, that. Them have to not even using the thing for anything of worth. Until now, when you look, teachers sitting in a classroom on TikTok all day. Kids not getting the education they need anymore because People not fighting for kids to be quiet anymore. People not fighting. They rather just sit down and they don't want it then. And them on them TikTok and them on them this and that. So too much of it, it takes away from them doing good. It's an addiction. They just need to have it, you know. In class, you tell them, put away the phone, put away the phone. Sometimes it become a fight because if you take the phone, then one throw punch. And so these are some of the negative effects, the overindulgence of our children on these social media platforms. You have parents who are not monitoring. They give them the phone and that's it. They're just glad the kid's not bothering them. Because some of them on it so much they don't eat. Parents love that, them not to cook. And so in conclusion, balancing the benefits and drawbacks of social media is essential. And when we educate our children about responsible use, encourage open discussions, and fostering healthy offline interactions can help mitigate the negative impacts while maximizing the positive, right? So again, have those good conversations. The kids might get angry with you sometimes when they say, nope. And if you see them hide and go do it, some of them wait till the parents go sleep, then they're back on the thing and they come to school tired as a dog. And you hear the friends say, oh, he was up there playing game till 3 o'clock in the morning. I saw him. Parents have to monitor. If the kids can put it away willingly, then lock it up at night. You get them in your thing, they drop it in there, you go lock it up. But you have to maintain control. Otherwise, you're going to lose out because the kids are not learning. They're not trying to learn. When they're on the thing so long, they're tired. And so all they want is to go back on their devices. And so it takes away from their building. So yeah, this was long-winded, but I needed to get into it because I saw the situation with the little boy who was bullied. And I just want to say, it's not only kids who are bullies, there are adults who are big bullies as well. In your marriage, in your boyfriend, girlfriend relationships, in siblings and parents and children, there are big bullies as well. But let us remember that children do live what they learn. Make it a great night by choice. Love, love, love yourself. Embrace who you are and be that powerhouse where you can, you can call it out when you see it and help the young children to just get a fair chance in life. Good night, everybody. Bye.